What if I told you that there was a small kid in 1990 who deep dived into the world of coding and then also became a chartered accountant on the side?
In fact, more like a celebrity profile, Karvi. Because no, they were scared of technology and I was doing these things quicker. If I say AI is going to take over these kind of professions, I don't think, because...
Tell me one fraud which you found made you think like, oh my God, I've like hit the jackpot and find it.
750 crore fraud out of the entire 3,000 plus turnover, crores of turnover what they had. 750 crore were forged documents.
Most fraud is caught by luck and little with skill, debit or credit. Hello everyone and welcome to Coffee with CA with me, your host Geena Bharwani. What if I told you that there was a small kid in 1990 who deep dived into the world of coding and then also became a chartered accountant on the side? Today he's a partner at CA Ramchandra & Co. Hyderabad, as well as a tech advisor at Clarity Compass. He has deep dived into the world of forensic accounting and has also taught thousands of people about it. So let's get started as we deep dive into the journey of CA Vijay Srinivas Kothapally and learn all about how he went from a small town kid to a well-known name across the globe. Hello Vijay sir, and we are really happy to have you over here on the show, and I'm pretty excited to deep dive into your journey and understand all about how you became the man that you are today.
Thank you very much, Geena. And it's been a very pleasure for me to be part of Zoho culture, because as I've learned about Zoho, I think that's what has driven me to go for this. And thanks to Narayanan sir as well. And I'm very much loving to be here. Yeah.
That's nice, sir.
Yeah.
So your parents wanted you to become a chartered accountant, and then eventually you started getting into the tech aspect of the chartered accountant side. How do they feel about it as of date?
See, at the time when I was pursuing my graduation and all, I never thought that I'll go for this CA profession.
Correct.
Because I was more inclined towards technology, because I'll share later part the way I've started my journey. But father working in income tax department, so he said, no, CA is a profession.
Correct.
And he couldn't directly put this word to me. No, father and son kind of thing. So he has put this word to my mother, and mother said this is the only wish she has made so far. No.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let me go for it, and that's how I entered into CA. But as I said, my passion towards technology has actually helped me to better myself as a CA.
Okay.
Where now you can see the technological evolvements and involvement in the profession.
So you wanted to get into technology even before, like it's in the early 90s, right? Even before the an office would even have a computer as a regular instrument of use on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
How did you understand that you wanted to get into it? Because you were one of the first movers, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, fortunately at that time in 1988, there was this program introduced by then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, which is called Nehru Yuva Kendra Yojanas. I mean, basically they used to set up these places in mafsil areas like Nizamabad, Karimnagar.
Correct.
So where they have introduced the basics of computers and all.
Okay.
So at that time it was like a magic machine for us. So I said, okay, let me just look into that. And as I spent little time with that, I was finding more passionate towards that, trying to learn more about. And that's where I've probably taken the help of a few engineering colleges at that time in Nanded.
Okay.
There is a college called Guru Govind Engineering College. And that's where I've experienced more of that, and I was really loving that particular domain, especially the technology part kind of.
Correct. So how does it feel like, you grew up in a small town, right? And how difficult was it for you to get into the mainstream of work and mainstream of knowledge understanding, in the mainstream of, as you said, it was Rajiv Gandhi that developed this entire program which was distributed towards the local areas and all of it, and the rural areas. So walk me through that journey of yours.
See, one thing for that period, basically, especially when you speak about technology and all, English is a basic fundamental. I mean,
Correct.
to get connected with any of those.
Yeah.
And those are the places where, to be put it in a lighter way, even the English non-detail has to be explained in Telugu.
Correct.
Actually, the purpose for which the non-detail was kept to improve the vocabulary kind of thing. But even that has to be told in Telugu. And even if we try to speak in Telugu, English or whatever, so people used to make fun kind of thing, as you know.
Okay.
So it was very tough initially to cope up with that particular thing. And I've experimented a lot to improve my English skills to an extent that after getting just before getting qualified, I went tried marketing kind of thing to improve my English kind of thing. Tried traveling to London as well to 6 months to get into that kind of thing. So all kind of experiments I've done. Yeah, it's challenging at that time. Definitely it was a little rough to get cope up with that, but maybe somewhere the opportunities have flown in a way as per my efforts and all. Okay. And the journey was, later part has become a little more smooth.
Yeah. So I want you to go back into the time where, you know, you got into technology while being a chartered accountant, right? What were the first few things that you happened to notice that no one else noticed and that got you to where you are today?
Yeah. See, at that time, the compliances were not so tough. It's more of document at the time.
Correct.
Okay, even if the income tax you take, PAN was not there, PAN card was not there. Yeah. So all the filings were manual. We used to like fill around 30-40 pages of bundles of pages and all. But what to get the information, even in bits and pieces, it's very difficult to organize those physical documents.
Correct.
So at that time we used to have Lotus 1, 2, 3, and which is more like a Word file as of now. So there it was increasing the efficiency in the way we collect this particular information, and has been very effective in terms of putting that numbers in a proper form. So that technology has helped me probably do the things much quicker and much more accurate. So that's where I think a lot of value addition has been happened to my profession as a CA, having a tech savvy kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah. So say for example, like how, I'm going to draw a comparison over here, where amongst your peers, you would see them doing it on a manual way, but you were like, no, I'm more inclined towards doing this. Were you belittled in any sort of way where, you know, with your peers being like, oh, what is this that you're doing? Why can't you follow this normal procedure?
In fact, more like a celebrity profile, Karvi. Because no, they were scared of technology and I was doing these things quicker.
Correct.
So, so that part has been throughout my journey even now. Like, you know, I was an AI hackathon winner.
Correct.
First season winner, wherein I was competing with half my age people, and I was the winner of artificial intelligence. So this thing of adopting technology has actually given me a kind of a specialized role, even within the team. So wherein any kind of crucial work or complex work, management used to look up to me saying that, okay, Vijay, you take up this. So that's been actually has created more opportunities for me, which probably would have been a different story if I wouldn't have adopted the technology.
Yeah.
So that way I felt like alone kind of thing.
Okay.
And people used to respect for the knowledge what I carry, and I used to, in fact, I tried a lot to share the knowledge also, because what you call the fear of technology, which most of the people carry. Especially the CAs, so that kept them away. But otherwise, I've enjoyed. I mean, no complaints in terms of playing a lone role or whatever.
That's nice. So I'm so happy the way you, like, you know, said like it was more like a celebrity that had learned how to use something rather than, you know, being belittled, and that's a very nice aspect. So going back to, like, say when you started using it, right, and you also got into the Board of Studies at ICAI to develop the entire
It's basically technology based.
Correct. Yeah. So walk me through that, how you got interested into doing that.
I was never into this kind of activities where being a faculty or probably part of group where doing volunteering and all, at least till 2015.
Correct.
And first person who has forced me is Mr. Uppalapati Saran Kumar from Hyderabad, who has actually said that, okay, let's start doing this, imparting knowledge, and you will enjoy more in that way. So from there, and later part, thanks to Mr. Dayanivas Sharma, who has given me an opportunity to be part of these groups, which has created various standards and all. At that time, Board of Studies was reinventing the CA final and inter. So I was part of a particular group which was creating ethics and technology integrated into each and every domain of CA.
Okay.
Like all the subjects will have certain percentage of ethics and technology.
Correct.
So I was part of that journey wherein I have to revisit that and probably design the content and all. So it's more like a teamwork more than individual, but my role was appreciated for the kind of contribution I used to make, for the kind of passion what I used to carry. So that has a value addition what they got. And that way even now, like in the team of Vital Ras, Durgesh Pandey, Narsimhan and all.
Yeah.
So they give this what you call a little different kind of respect because of the quick adoption of technology or whatever.
Yeah.
So that journey has been very, I mean, altogether the different what you call changeover in the way I used to work earlier and being part of team, because I never worked in corporate except for little while in Karvi.
Correct.
So that way working in CA firm might throw you away from working as a team kind of thing, what corporate works. So this group has given me
more like an individual contributor.
Exactly. So you're specialist in your own domain. And all. So that way these teamworks has given me that kind of culture wherein I can work as a team member and all that.
Yeah. So talking about your career journey, right? So as soon as you completed CA, what did you get into? Did you go into like, you know, the field of service, or did you go into the field of practice?
So it was very funny phase of my life, I would say, because as I said, being a CA was not my cup of tea when I started my journey. So I was still searching for some other thing where I can probably, you know, enjoy. So that way I was delaying the attempts kind of thing. Okay. So the final attempt came in a way that I got married. And after marriage, obviously you'll be under pressure to complete this. And I was also trying to pursue something which of my passion. So I was
which is coding.
So Oracle Financials is what I've done, and I got this opportunity in London.
Okay.
And it also happened that the result has come where I've cleared, and the next day my visa has come.
Oh.
So I said, anyway, visa has come, and only thing is that I got married newly. But I said, anyway, let me give a try. So I was there for 4 months, and I couldn't adopt to the kind of culture or personal life, whatever you call it. So that's why I came back, and fortunately I was taken over by this firm called Vadishwaran and Company, which is a 50-plus-year-old firm. And there I've tried something in terms of credit appraisal for loans and all, various portfolio. So that's where I've started my journey as a qualified CA, where I was actually getting into this domain. And that has been a very good breakthrough for the next 10-12 years kind of thing, because the relations whatever I've established is the first point where I got into this forensic kind of domain. That's where actually I've stepped into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, after coming back, joined this firm, spent around 9 months. While working there in the same road, we have a company called Karvi.
Correct.
So during tea interactions and all, like we used to gather at the Irani caves and all. So there was this guy from Karvi who was trying to pitch me in, and he has offered me this role. And my partners in the firm, they said, okay, go for it. It's a good opportunity. So then I've joined Karvi Mutual Funds as a relationship manager for a short term, because Karvi is like 8 o'clock you check in, and next day morning 3 o'clock you check out. So it was like, you know, kind of work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I started.
16 hours.
16 hours and handling 3 shifts. I was in charge for 3 shifts.
Yeah.
So that's how, in fact, I realized that, okay, this time let me spend in something where I can do on my own. And that's where I started this, getting into practice of my own kind of.
Okay. So you went from being a partner at a firm to then going into the corporate sector, right? And then starting your own practice.
Yeah.
How did you feel through all of it?
See, fortunately, I never had a pressure of some, because usually when you start something in career, the financial pressure is which actually, you know, probably
which is quite common across.
Quite common, and that's where probably people might take a wrong step or a right step if you are getting into that pressure. And fortunate for me, because I was never into that kind of pressure. I never carried that pressure. So that way, whatever it comes, I was enjoying that. So Karvi is a different culture altogether, different people, and you know, kind of orthodox kind of thing, but bit of corporate. And being in this firm where we were serving Citibank and HDFC, so where I have established a very good connects with the Citibank area. So their work culture is something like US
Correct.
influenced. So these things had actually given kind of different perception for whatever CA profession we were dealing. Otherwise, I would have been in a normal CA firm. It's like the same clients, the same compliance, the same audit. You wouldn't have probably seen different things. So
Yeah.
that has given that opportunity for me to go into that kind of things. And then, as I said, one fine day, in fact, I couldn't find time to put a resignation letter also. I mean,
Okay.
so that was so hectic. So Dasara was the holidays. So I got these 3 days holidays. So I met up with another friend who is also in the same project in another company. We said we both will start our own practice. The same 18 hours we'll spend in our own practice, and that's where we have given these resignation letters with a 1 month notice, and then came out and started our firm. Yeah. So, but yeah, challenges were that guy was already in the field with few consulting and all. I was fresh, no clients, zero
Yeah.
clients. But that's what I said, the relations what I had with the Citibank has brought me into this forensic domain where I was empaneled as a fraud risk management vendor.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite challenging. And as this question, I was trying to get back in the memories and all, like I can see all that
The hard work and sweat.
hard work and sweat. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I love asking these questions, because, and many a times people don't tend to, like, reflect back on their
Yes.
own journey and be like, oh, that's how far they have
Yes.
come. So I'm so happy that you mentioned that. Coming to forensic audit, right, or forensic science, right? As a chartered accountant, what give me a one-on-one session
Okay.
of like 2 minutes as to what forensic audit is.
See, we usually call it as forensic accounting rather than forensic audit, because
Correct.
it's an extension of accounting.
Yeah.
Where the accounting ends, basically something has gone wrong, and that's where forensic tries to identify what has gone wrong and who is responsible, and how I can legally convert this into evidence before putting it to the court of law.
Yeah.
So forensic accounting is something where you suspect something or had gone something wrong in the books of accounts.
Okay.
And you are trying to establish that through an evidence by following certain techniques of forensic accounting. You call it as interview or analytics or whatever you call.
Yeah.
And in a way that you held someone responsible or held some act responsible for that particular thing. So that's what forensic accounting is about.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's nice. So as of date, in the age of AI, right? Because there's no conversation where technology is not mentioned and AI doesn't come up,
Yeah.
right? In the age of AI, how does forensic accounting come into place, and how can a role of a chartered accountant be much more established with that?
See, I would say the challenges what AI posed are actually a very good opportunity for chartered accountants, because to present before a court of law, the evidence has to be something which is substantial, which can be probably derived by any person of that expertise. And that's where I can't just use AI as it is. I can take the help of AI to analyze or probably identify the patterns, or to an extent that I can do this work in much more quicker time. But ultimately, it's the professional who has to pull up that in a way that can be legally presented, and the justification part, evidences part. So that way, if I say AI is going to take over these kind of professions, I don't think, because we are still looking into the judiciary part, where the evidences and the witnesses, all those play a very important role. So I can take the help of AI to understand certain patterns which might be not possible humanly, or with the tools and techniques what we have. Like, say for example, I pull up the payroll information, I pull up the transactions in accounting, I pull up the various vendors, debtors and all. Take the help of AI, wherein it can understand the pattern of transaction flow, saying that how the funds have been diverted, who are all people can be considered as red flags and all. So that way I can probably concentrate on that area, rather than spending time to analyze on my own and trying to pull up the patterns. So that way AI will help a CA into forensic accounting do the quicker in a smarter way and a much quicker way.
Correct.
That's what my take is.
That's nice, sir.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one question. What was one thing which is common for a forensic accountant, but very uncommon for a CA, like a normal CA, to find in books of accounts or in like across the companies? So how do you all look at it from a different perspective?
See, forensic is something which is a maturity level of any domain. Like, say you speak about biological forensic science, accounting, someone who is matured enough in accounting can get into a forensic role. So it's a penultimate level of any domain.
Correct.
So that way, as part of audit and accounting as such, as an CA, we have this particular standards which enforces us to be skeptic throughout our audit, trying to identify something suspicious kind of thing. So that kind of nature will be anyway there with the CA, but we don't take it as an investigation kind of thing. Okay. But forensic accounting, wherein there is a scope already, objective already fixed, there is a scope fixed saying that no, there is something wrong in it, and you've been appointed to identify that in a proper way so that it can be created as an evidence and produced before the law.
Yeah.
So that way, what specializes the forensic accounting from the normal chartered accountant is wherein though he is skeptic, he is bound to go with the scope where he can't go extend the investigation and all.
Okay.
So that barriers will not be there in terms of forensic, of course within the scope only.
Yeah.
But still you are allowed to probably get that information in a whatever way, investigative kind of thing. So that gives an extra what you call liberty to express whatever you found.
Like a leverage.
Exactly.
Okay.
And compile it in a proper form kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference. I mean, the way you are specializing this particular special scope to get it identified and produced before the court of law. So that's what basically.
That's nice. So I'm going to deep dive a little more into your fraud investigations.
Okay.
Without any name shared,
Okay.
without any company company disclosure. Tell me one fraud which you found that kind of like made you think like, oh my God, I've like hit the jackpot in finding this.
I remember this investigation in, not exactly investigation, it's more of forensic accounting only. In 2016, basically it's a listed company. So I was engaged by a Mumbai-based firm because they somehow got this lead about my name, and also said instead of traveling, let's engage the local person, and that's how I got into this assignment. So they were using a particular ERP which is quite common in India, and that is one trigger where most of the time we look into. Okay, this particular ERP definitely gives some kind of loopholes or weaknesses out there.
Okay.
And there I was going through these purchases, imports basically happening from Singapore, and they are again doing exports to free trade zone of Dubai and all.
Correct.
So they were into particular manufacturing activity. So I was suspecting the kind of transactions, high value transactions like 10 crores, 15 crores.
Correct.
And importing from a particular area like Singapore and all. I was just going through the documents, bill of lading and all the supporting documents. I got suspicion about maybe the documents are looking little fudgy. Okay, they have used high class technology to handle that particular, but I was suspecting that. So I've raised a mail. We used to have these open source intelligence tools where we could identify from where this shipment is coming and all. So I've reached out to those details and tried to reach out the shipment which is handling those container and all. And I put this mail asking to inquire this particular thing. Of course, I posed as a anonymous kind of thing, an investigator from different department and all that stuff. And fortunately, I got a response saying that of these 3 documents, one document is not genuine. And then I started digging out, and to an extent that it has turned out to be a 750 crore fraud. Okay, out of the entire 3,000 plus crores of turnover what they had, 750 crore were forged documents.
Oh my God.
And this engagement, obviously it's not under my where I can probably report it directly, because I was engaged by this Mumbai based firm. So I've put all the documents, evidences and all the artifacts, whatever it is there.
Correct.
And that's communicated back. I mean, of course, only thing is that I have not followed up, because of course being curious, I've tried to reach out to other partner and all, and I got some kind of different information. I said, okay, let me not pursue it longer, but that was something which is like that kind of magnitude. And picking up from a bunch of documents which are like 30-35 for each transactions, and closely examining, and the time period is also like the audit has to be completed within 10-12 days, because it was through some bank, the appointment was, and within that time to unearth that particular kind of fraud was something really good. I mean, that's a kind
So
of.
how many hours did you put in?
Yeah, of course. I mean, as usual, after working for Karvi, I think 18 hours is like a casual for me. So, yeah, I used to spend a lot of time. Sometimes I feel like every person will have their own, what you call, some kind of sense, like
Correct, like
just
a
to give
gut instinct.
yeah. So no, not exactly. Like I'm good with documents. I'm good with numbers.
Okay.
So to an extent that if I go for some conference, there are 100 numbers, 100 names to mark in attendance. Before the person searches from here, I'll say, okay, that's there in the 70th row.
Oh,
So
okay.
I mean, something
That's
like that. Yeah. So I'm good with the documents. I'm good with these observations and all. So it has actually added a lot in various professional assignment. That kind of what you call sense what I carry.
Correct.
So that's how. I mean, maybe fortune also has to help. Forensic accounting is something wherein not that every time it's a skill or what you call the experience what happens. Many times you would have seen that few things have unearthed, the scams have unearthed because of some other thing which unexpectedly has taken place. So forensic accounting is something which need that kind of luck as well, considering various limitations what you have. Yeah, so that was one which I can recollect.
That's really good, and thank you so much for sharing with that, because like not many people are very comfortable sharing it, but you've done it very openly, and really appreciate that.
Right.
So did that push you more into forensic accounting and get you more in depth, where you would start teaching other people how to lead forensic accounting?
Yeah, in fact, comparatively, the percentage of magnitude might be high, but the similar kind of thing when I was handling the fraud risk management for Citibank, HDFC and all, would have come across to various fly-by-night companies. At the time, they used to apply for credit cards for the entire staff, and suddenly overnight they fly, they vanish in thin air. So that way, come across various kind of such assignments where we used to investigate the directors of the company, we used to get into the transactions, and we used to call it as early warning signals, where based on the transaction pattern, we used to predict, okay, there's something going to go wrong. So that way, I was pretty much there in that domain for almost like 10-12 years. Yeah, these kind of, I mean, the kind of number what I was speaking about has actually kind of created saying that, okay, if just out of a sample, if this is so, maybe if I can probably look into in depth, definitely there might be something, because we see.
And usually samples are across like 1-2 years. Yeah. And in depth will be like across a number of years.
So what if it is this fraud triangle, so-called, we call rationalization, opportunity and pressure.
Yeah.
Like say for example, income tax, someone doing a fraud. Okay, it's definitely about rationalizations. Like employees feel I'm paying 30% of my tax. I'm putting my hard work, and why I should pay 30% to the department. The same question comes from the business people also, where they rationalize the tax evasions and all. So there is this particular triangle what you speak about, and where you are giving liberty to an employee of handling certain things. So he'll try to find an opportunity. Very few will be coming out of pressure. So these two, once you establish, depending on the what you call particular scope, it's easy for you to identify what fraud would have happened, what diversion would have happened. So I'll try to connect with these fundamentals basically wherever I go. And I would probably share the same with the young members who are pursuing to be expert in your domain and be fundamental when it comes to forensic. You don't need to do something extraordinary like Sherlock Holmes and all. It doesn't require that kind of thing.
Because usually when people say that forensic accounting, and then they're like, oh, the Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, they are influenced by movies and all.
Correct,
but it's pretty much scope driven, objective driven, very pretty fundamental. Be an expert in domain, that's it.
Thank you for mentioning that. I think when someone watches this episode, they can always know that, those 4 aspects which you said, where someone has to look into it and then automatically things will fall into place. That's nice. So you're also well known among the world of banking, right? Because of your entire career journey, where you have, been in across banks. You mentioned that you were also with Citibank for quite some time as an external vendor, right? How did you how do you see that growing over the years, and how did it grow over the years?
Yeah, see, basically in the earlier days, like say before this WhatsApp groups and all that, and
Correct.
I was speaking about 2000, 2005 era. So very hardly we used to get this kind of communication where we can interact. So we used to hold this task force meeting once in a month. Any of the bank used to take a lead. We used to sit together, maybe 10, 12 banks, risk heads, and sometimes police also would join. So we used to exchange
Notes.
the data, like say, okay, this particular
Yeah.
frauds we have identified, these are the culprits. If in case you have any such connections.
Correct.
So we used to have a very good interaction at that time. And that interaction has actually developed as a personal kind of relation. I remember good number of names like Anjan Manikonda from City Bank and Anis Ahmad, who is in now Dubai. He's handling one particular bank fraud risk. So Albert, I can take out many names. So that way, that personal relation has established because of that meets what we have.
Correct.
And that relationship used to give that kind of comfort in the journey, forensic journey, what used to have that. So that part, I believe sometimes it is missing because for the reason that I can't put everything in black and white. I can't share through WhatsApp saying that this is a person who has hit our bank.
Yeah, because you can't.
So, and you have this personal
Sensitive
data, lot many challenges coming in.
Yeah.
So that part is missing, wherein it's not able to be shared openly. Because of that, the culprits are getting away. Because of that limitation of data sharing due to various constraints is where helping them probably to take over much more, which was actually a strength at that time because of that communications what we had.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what if you are looking for. I mean, that part communication is where we used to have very good connect.
That's how you've established a
exactly.
relationship.
So that kind of relation and personal bonding is something.
Yeah.
Which actually helps a lot in any profession. Like to mention in a CA practice also,
Correct.
when I've started, even the wedding card of the client's daughter, he used to show as a proofreading for me to first, saying that, sir, please approve. Is it fine? I mean, how is the wedding card looking like? I mean, more of personal relation. We used to know the family members. We used to have this annual dinners and all. Correct. So that kind of culture actually helps you develop a ethical kind of thing also into your practice and also within the clients. This thing, which unfortunately for some reasons, I mean, very technological barriers or whatever, our lifestyles is missing now.
Okay.
Maybe that's something where probably the next generation
like
is missing.
Like the groups of
exactly.
Communication, where in-person communication rather than just
exactly.
online.
Yeah. And that adds a lots of value for these specialized domains like forensic accounting and all, because a lot of interaction will actually give us a different perception for you.
That's a very interesting thought process that you have, sir, and probably very true also in today's day and age. Coming to today's day and age, what is one thing or one advice that you would give a budding chartered accountant? Because right now people are looking at the CA as just another degree rather than how it used to be looked upon earlier. So please give me your advice.
See, one thing, no matter you're looking at as another degree, the kind of effort what you put in CA is enormous. We all agree, like
Correct.
The kind of time and all. So what happens is once you get qualified, they tend to get relaxed, saying that, okay, I've reached my goal. But that's actually the first step. Now that you have started testing your skills and testing your professional. So because of that relaxation for certain people and certain people, the financial pressure and all, they tend to take a wrong decision in choosing their career path, whether it is practice or industry. Whatever it is, okay. So first advice is, once you get qualified, if you want to relax for a month, 2 months, 3 months, no matter, relax before you choose your career. Second thing, choose the career which matches your passion and domain. Don't look for money. You look for opportunity to work. Once you are expertise in that particular work, you'll be paid per minute, per hour kind of thing in later days. So it's like, don't concentrate much on the financial aspects, at least. Okay, and fortunately for the current generation, like you have various banks and all funding, providing loan based on your CA certificate itself.
Correct.
To an extent that I know a bank which is funding, I think 10 lakhs if you are qualified.
Yeah.
So if you have 5 people are joining together, you have 50 lakhs in hand, so you don't need to worry for next 3 years.
Yeah.
So pursue your passion, probably you have that fund backing up with you. Try to experiment something which you are good in. And then once you are expertise, the opportunities will come and the money will automatically come. It's an incidental. So that part, if you can just put that kind of strategy in the way you plan your career, I think that's what I can advise, whether it is forensic or technology or information systems and all. just try to connect with your passion in the domain and keep the funding part of the financial pressure aside, because that's been already taken care by other sources.
Yeah, that's really nice and well put, sir. My final question will be, you're someone who has built your name while sitting in a remote village, right? Or a remote area. What is your advice for someone looking at this video right now who is also in that same situation? And you build your name not just in India, across the globe. So give that one person an advice.
See, now globe is one, thanks to technology. It's not like I'm sitting in Karimnagar or Nizamabad or Vijayawada or Hyderabad. Yeah. I can connect with any part, any person in the world. Okay, so it's only the geographical boundaries what we are speaking about, and whatever it is you are fixing is in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, you say you are sitting in a particular place in Nizamabad, you want to connect with some client in Dubai and all, you can pretty much do. But only thing is that you have to establish connection, somewhere you have to have your collaboration, or you walk out of your home. Okay, I remember these people from Ahmedabad and all, chartered accountants. Once you get qualified, they invest in traveling. They travel to China, they travel to Dubai, they travel to African countries, and probably spend there maybe 3 weeks or 1 month kind of thing to establish connections and all. And they say the travel, hotel and all, it's an investment for them.
Yeah.
And they get 1 or 2 clients and they start their journey. So these are the things where you have to come out of your geographical barrier locations, get in connection with maybe Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, or whatever it is. You have to be proactive. Okay, don't expect that once you get qualified as a CA, offers are going to come or empanelments are going to support. You yourself have to walk in, get that connection. Once you have that connection, practice is about connections, collaboration, okay, a PR kind of thing. You do that and you will see the kind of opportunities what you are getting are much, much larger than what you would have expected before you getting qualified.
We are on to our next segment, which is a fun segment.
Sure.
It's called Debit or Credit.
Okay.
And in this particular segment, I'm going to ask you a question. You let me know whether it's a debit or credit.
Okay.
In the terminology of asset or liability.
Okay.
So that's why debit or credit.
So debit or credit in your books of accounts or in my books of accounts?
I'm looking at it only from your books of accounts. I'm going to be the forensic accountant.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. And it's just to bring out the fun aspect on the show. So I'm going to be using my phone for that. Pardon me for it.
Sure.
Yeah. So the first one is, most fraud is caught by luck and little with skill, debit or credit?
It's a debit. Definitely it will not work that way.
Yeah.
Not at least in major assignments.
Correct.
If the luck is the factor, probably, the culprit would have been much luckier. So you can't expect that. So it's definitely a debit.
Correct. Honest people commit sometimes a little more of the fraud.
Yeah. Credit, that's where pressure or opportunity will come in place.
Yeah.
Like say, for example, if I'm leaving you in a supermarket where there is no one and I said you can spend there for 1 hour, sometime you might find, okay, this particular item I might like it to take as a freebie kind of thing. So yeah, it's an opportunity pressure. I'll give a credit.
And a small town CA has to work twice as hard to get noticed, debit or credit?
It's a credit, definitely. Definitely he has to work hard for the reason that not much of establishments might be there in their place.
Correct.
All that happening things are happening in big cities like Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore and all. Yeah, it's a credit.
Retiring at 50, debit or credit?
I would be always loving to give credit because I'm much more like a kind of retired kind of thing, because I accept the assignments which actually suits me, gives me that kind of time. So that way, yes, 50 is a time where that's where you're following profession for. I mean, you want to be enjoying your life.
Correct.
So I'll give as credit.
CAs that want to become finance influencers or forensic accountants?
Credit, definitely credit, because they are the people who have knowledge, who can come forward and share, and sharing is something which comes back to you in some other form. Yeah, definitely credit.
That was my last question, sir. I've had joy questioning you and picking your brains on forensic accounting and your entire life journey. Thank you so much for being on the show and sharing all about your experience.
My pleasure, Geena. You made me this conversation much more comfortable And thanks to Zoho for supporting these kind of initiatives, and really enjoyed this, and it's a pleasure to be with your team.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.